What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. If you have missed any of the previous episodes, then you can go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. You can also go catch up on the previous episode if you missed at the start of the 2012 season, which was not a good race. It was not a good race at all. Hopefully, I'm just putting it down to maybe not having the right setup, or just me not getting used to the game. But we've already had one race under our belt, so hopefully we can be a lot better this time around at the Malaysian Grand Prix. We've got some emails before we get into today's race. Not too sure what that was with my voice. Some emails for today's race. But yes, so information on the previous race, just showing us how much we sucked. Although we did gain 6 positions, that was because we started at the back of the field. Information for Kuala Lumpur, qualified 18th, race in 15th. That should be hopefully achievable, and the weather should be okay, no rain at all. And research and development, hopefully we can get on with that. We've changed it, not this time. We're not going one-shot qualifying this time. We're putting it on short qualifying like we had in the 2 previous seasons, but we're just going to be doing 1 lap in it. Because then I get to choose a custom setup, and hopefully we will be able to run a lot faster in this season. So without any further ado, let's head over to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Okay, for a minute there, I thought the options and the primes were exactly the same tyres. I thought the game had messed up. They're giving me both options and primes at the same time, but I remember back in this season, F1 2012, the prime tyres were like silver instead of being the orange that they are now. So, oh, that was a close one. I thought, oh my god, my game's broken. I should have soft tyres, but I haven't. Oh, this is going to be frustrating, but luckily that's not the case. Right, another thing I need to point out as well. There's Q1 there. It's not just the 1 session, it is the 3 sessions for some reason, short weekend qualifying. Short weekend qualifying still gives you the full qualifying, which is a little bit annoying. It's either a choice of doing this or doing 1-shot qualifying where I can't choose a setup. So my choice right now is I will be doing the 3 qualifying sessions if I manage to make it through. But it's much better. At least this way I can choose the custom setup, and I can actually maybe be a little bit more competitive than I usually am. So this is the way we're going to go from now on for the rest of the season, and then hopefully we can change it back by F1 2013. Here we go then, down towards the final corner at this Malaysian Grand Prix circuit. Getting the car turned in nice and fine indeed, on the power, on the curves, on the DRS, and down towards the line. What can we do in this first qualifying session? Can we break into Q2? Let's find out. Here we go then, down towards the final corner to end our 1-shot qualifying lap here at the Malaysian Grand Prix. In this Q1 session, round the final corner, DRS open, down towards the line. What sort of time is it going to be here today? It's not enough to beat Paul di Resta with 3 tenths off the pace of my teammate, but will that be enough to get me into Q2? Let's find out. Oh, come on. No way. Oh, I missed out by 5 thousandths of a second to get into Q2 against Bruno Senna. Ah, this is where the 1-shot qualifying hurts us. Maybe it'll be better to set the lap times at the end of the session when it's actually faster. I probably made that mistake by going a little bit too early in the session. But Senna beating us by 5 thousandths of a second, knocking us out in Q1. And once again, we're going to have to put in the hard work. But at least we are more competitive in this session compared to what we were like in Australia. So that gives us a little bit of hope that we could possibly salvage something from this race. But it's so close. Look at the lap times. 1.3 seconds separates 18th all the way to the leader of Sebastian Vettel. But that is it for today's qualifying session. Can we get our first points of the F1 2012 season here today? Only time will tell. But let's head over to the race for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's race day here at the Malaysian Grand Prix, and we'll be looking to do slightly better than our previous race at the Australian Grand Prix. The team wants to get 16th or above in today's race after qualifying in 18th on the grid. The team were happy with the 18th place, but I seriously was not. We're going to be starting on the options here today. See how that strategy fares better compared to the primes than the options. It may be worse, but we'll just have to wait and see. And we're going to go on normal fuel strategy. We don't want to save fuel at the start, because we're just going to be so slow off the line. Teammate battle once again. Paul di Resta absolutely destroying us at the moment, but we'll be looking to try and pull it back here today and see what we can do against our teammates. Anything else really to talk about? Not at all. So let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. It's race day, and it is Lewis Hamilton who lines up in pole position. Good qualifying session there from my fellow Brit with Paul di Resta ahead of me in the grid. And there is myself, 18th position. Not a good qualifying session, but only one place behind my teammates. So I'll be looking to try and get him down in towards turn 1. So the lights come on now. It is 5 red lights. It is lights out, and away we go for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's a good start straight off the line as we move up past my teammate. Moving over to the right-hand side, trying to get the inside line down in towards turn 1. Right up against the wall now. Oh, Perez. Perez moving in front of me in the braking zone, unfortunately. Luckily, though, no damage, no penalties as well. Yeah, we managed to get away with no penalties. Looks like Malaysia is the place to have decent starts, because look at that, already up into P10 straight away. And a greater exit puts me past Roman Grosjean as well, up into P8. Now, what can I do against Kamui Kobayashi and Nico Rosberg? Maybe go for a move up in towards this next corner. Very late on the brakes. Mark Webber moving ahead of me. Where can I go on these two guys? Can I get the position? Losing the back end ever so slightly, but moving up into P5. And wow, what a lightning start we have had here today at the Malaysian Grand Prix. I don't think we're going to be able to battle it with Vettel, but no, he's had a terrible line. And on the grass, we get the job done. Moving up into P4, right behind Jenson Button. What an incredible first lap this has been here today. Complete polar opposite to what we had in Australia. And now we are challenging maybe for a podium position. We will just have to see how this race develops. What can we do on JB? Here goes Sebastian Vettel then on the left-hand side, down in towards turn 1. I think he's got the job done, but I'm going to brake very, very late in towards turn 1. Can I get the car turned in? Yes, I can. Hold on to the position. Yeah, boy. There we go. Holding on to P4. Taking the battle right to Sebastian Vettel. We are still holding on to this position. You are not taking P4 away from me, baby. I will hold on to this until the end of the race if my life depends on it. Come on. Right, Sebastian Vettel probably going to be a lot quicker than me down in towards turn 1 once again. There he goes on the left-hand side. Will the Ferrari join in on the battle? Not too sure. We're going to dive up the inside of Sebastian once again. Take the inside line in towards turn 1. And there we go, holding on to the position. Still Sebastian Vettel looking up the inside, but not able to get this position. Please, Seb, just let me hold on to P4. I need this 4th position after the terrible race I had in Australia. Into the pits on this lap, so Sebastian Vettel will not get a chance to go for an overtake on me just yet. Putting it down into Lee Mix and flying straight into the pit lane. Look at that, getting the pit lane entry perfect there. Oh, wow! I don't think I've ever got that pit lane entry as perfect as I did just then. But there we go, into the pit lane ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Still in P4, right. Whereabouts is this going to put us? The team think I'm going to come out in around 17th, but there, of course, other guys come into the pits as well, as long as nobody else holds me up. And the Sauber has, but I've got out ahead of Sebastian Vettel, which is good news. And I think there's a bigger gap than there was. And it looks like a Sauber of Kamui Kobayashi has come out ahead of Sebastian Vettel as well. And there we go, out in front of those guys. And lots and lots of clear running ahead of me, which is always good. Always nice to see. I'm going to use this to my advantage. And hopefully I can push on now and get our 4th position in today's race. Okay, then other drivers coming into the pit lane right now. And as long as I come out ahead of that Ferrari driver, I'll be very, very happy indeed. But whereabouts is he? Is that driver coming out now? Yes, I think he is. So I'm going to have to go on the attack very, very early on in this race. He's going to have cold tyres. So I'm going to be right behind Felipe Massa. If I can get a good exit out of turn 2 onto turn 3. Oh, no, I've messed it up onto the grass. Wow. Wow, that does not fucking happen. What sort of physics is that? I put my foot down on the tarmac and the car spins. You gotta be fucking kidding me, right, game? It's ridiculous. Right, flashback time. It's not a Ghost Gaming video if there's not a flashback. That's a fact. Okay, right, here we go. Felipe Massa. Let's go on the attack. Let's this time not lose the back end. As we now go on the attack of Felipe Massa down in towards turn 4. We're going to be able to brake a lot later, than Felipe Massa down in towards this corner side by side with the Ferrari driver, giving him the room. And there we go, moving up into P5 with Daniel Ricciardo, the only guy ahead of us. And then we should rejoin back in our 4th position. Right, Ricciardo into the pit lane. And then that should put me back up into P4 exactly where I was. As Massa going to go for the overtake on the left-hand side. Going to be a pretty simple move for him. I will get him back under braking, though. Down in towards turn 1. Can I get the car turned in? Not quite, as he's gone and done a switchback maneuver on me. We're going to get it nice and tight in towards turn 2. And there we go, holding on to position. Lovely battle there with Massa, but I hold on to P4. Right then, here goes Felipe Massa once again. On the left-hand side, no doubt. I'm going to give him the outside line, because I feel like I can do a lot better up the inside. Brake later than Massa. Get the car up the inside in towards turn 1. Oh, using a lot of curb there, but he is going to get the inside line in towards turn 2. Let's just squeeze him out on the apex, and there we go, holding on to position still. This battle, I think, will continue over the next 3 to 4 laps in this race, as we've got other drivers now wanting to join in, so we do have to be aware of those guys as well. 2 laps left to go in today's race then, and Felipe Massa once again is going to go for the overtake on the left-hand side, using a lot of curves to try and defend against him, braking later than the Ferrari driver, getting the car turned in for turn 1 and holding on to the position still. He's going to get the inside line into turn 2. I'm going to have to run on the outside, but I get the job done. Oh, he's gone into the side of me. Felipe, baby. What have you done? What have you done? We were having such a nice battle throughout this whole race. And look at you. You've gone up the inside of me. Let's get rid of that. And let's have a look at Massey. Runs wide. He runs wide. He's got all that space there. I've left him. I can't say I've squeezed him out. I've left all that space there. He runs into the side of me. Puts his car into a spin. And that promotes, I think, Nico Rosberg into that 5th position now. So it looks like the battle in these last couple of laps is going to be between myself and Nico Rosberg, but can we hold on to P4? Hopefully this will be a fantastic result if we can. Nico Rosberg going to have a good go down in towards this final corner. Is he alongside me enough? No, he's not, so I can take my normal line through this corner, not give him any room at all, but he is going to pounce now. He is going to pounce all the way down. No, he's not. He's way too far behind me. He will catch up down in towards turn 1, and that's why I'm going to use so much curves to defend against him down in towards this corner. And there we go, holding on to the position still. And I can just take a nice, easy line in through here, in towards turn 1, then turn 2. Nico Rosberg still has nothing to compete with. We've not got long left to go on this final lap. Can I hold on to this 4th place? I've got a whole lot of cars right behind me, being very slow on this second stint of tyres, a whole 2 seconds slower than Lewis Hamilton, the race leader. But as long as I can hold on to this position, it will be a fantastic race indeed. Okay then, few more corners left to go to get just an incredible result here today if I can pull this off. Lewis Hamilton is today's race winner, makes it 2 race wins out of 2 for the McLaren driver. Down in towards the final corner now. Nico Rosberg with that very quick Mercedes-powered Mercedes going down in towards the final turn. Will he be able to have a look up the inside? Not quite. Going to take a normal line through here, maximize my exit, and down in towards the start finish line. Can I hold on to it? Yes, I can. Weaving the wheel in celebration. It's an amazing 4th position here today after finishing in 18th last time around at the Australian Grand Prix. Having a dreadful race there, we get a 4th place position here today. What a result. What a fantastic result here today. P4 may not have had the pace on those prime tyres, but still, you know, you don't get prizes for fastest laps. You get points, and points mean prizes for 4th place. I don't even know what I'm saying. This is just such a fantastic result. I cannot believe it. We've got 4th place after screaming, shouting, complaining so much in the last episode in Australia. We have got points, and we have got a 4th place here today from 18th on the grid. Just incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. But Lewis Hamilton, he is our race winner here today, with Jenson Button in 2nd, making a McLaren 1-2 and a Brit 1-2 as well. Could have been a Brit podium, but unfortunately Mark Webber stands between myself and that podium position as he finishes in 3rd. I'm in 4th, Rosberg in 5th, Vettel 6th for the end of the day, Grosjean in 7th, Fernando Alonso 8th, Kamui Kobayashi 9th, Kimi Räikkönen gets the final championship point with Michael Schumacher in 11th. Where did Massa finish? All the way down in 18th position after driving into the side of me with my teammate Paul di Resta down in 17th. And did I beat him on fastest laps? Yes, I did. There we go, pulling it back properly now in this championship, and there were no DNFs, but Charles Pic was 6 laps down, so I'm not too sure what's happened to him. Maybe he did have a DNF but just didn't properly classify him. So there we go. Charles Peak not finishing in today's race, unfortunately, there for the Virgin Marussia driver. Let's have a look at the driver's standings then after 2 rounds of the championship. P7, which will give us a Toro Rosso seat for next season. If we get P6, and it's a Sauber seat once again, which I don't really want because we've already done that. So, is it Sauber? Yes, it is Sauber, yeah. So, yeah, P5 to 6 is Sauber. So maybe Force India, that would be pretty good for F1 2013 again. Or a Lotus, but that means that we have to win or come second in the championship. Lewis Hamilton, huge old gap over Mark Webber right now. Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel very close on points at the moment. But, yeah, Roman Grosjean only 2 points ahead. With Jenson Button only 6 points ahead of us, and Fernando Alonso in that Force India seat only 5 points. No? Yes? No. How many points is that? If I can do my maths correctly, I'm 7. Okay, it took me way too long to get to 7 points, the gap between me and Fernando Alonso. But I have the same amount of points as Rosberg. Kimi Räikkönen only 1 behind. Massa's not too far behind, so it is going to be very competitive. But it's only the start of the season. There's 20 rounds in this 2012 season, so there's still a long way left to go. Looking at the constructor standings, though, 12 points for Force India. We're in 5th place, and we are ahead of Mercedes, trying to challenge with Lotus, hopefully, in the Constructors' Championship as well, as they're battling with Ferrari, so we might not be able to battle with those guys. We just have to wait and see. But that is it for today's race. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time at the Chinese Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.